Hey everyone, it's Justin again. In the last video, you learned what happens when you multiply binomials that are almost the same. But what happens if you multiply binomials that are exactly the same? In that case, you get the perfect square of that binomial, which is what we'll learn about in this video. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize when a binomial is being squared and use a shortcut to find its product quickly. To learn that shortcut, first we're going to talk about what it actually means to square a binomial. Then we'll quickly learn about the rule for squaring binomials. Practice that rule in 2 examples. Finally, I'll give you some tips on how to practice squaring binomials at home. Let's work out an example and see what happens. Here we've got the binomial x plus 3 squared. But what does it mean to square a binomial? Well, it's the same thing it means to square any number. X plus 3 times itself. Now we just distribute. First term times each of the terms in the second binomial. And then do the same thing with the second term. These two in the middle are like terms, so we can combine them. All right, so in our final product, we can see the square of the first term and the square of the second term. But what's that middle term? Let's take a close look at where it came from. We combined like terms that were exactly alike. Same coefficient, same variable, same exponent. They were the same because we multiplied the exact same terms to make them. X times 3 and 3 times x. And that's the big trick here. When you square a binomial, you square each distinct term, but then you also multiply those terms by each other twice. Let's use that rule now. What is the product of 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5? Since both binomials are the same, we can use the rule for squaring binomials. We'll get the square of 2x, which is 4x squared, and the square of 5, which is 25. In the middle, we'll get the product of 2x and a negative 5 together, which is negative 10x, except remember, there will be 2 of those, which get combined together to make negative 20x. So the square of the binomial 2x minus 5 is 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. Let's try this one. It doesn't look like we're multiplying anything, but remember what squaring means. That 2 plus 3x squared is being multiplied by itself. So 2 plus 3x squared is both the first and the second binomial. And if we're squaring a binomial, we can use the rule. Pause the video here and try this one yourself. The first term, 2, is squared to make 4. And 3x squared times itself is 9x to the 4th. Now you're starting to see why we learned all those rules like power of a power a few units ago. The final term, and sometimes the most confusing one, is the middle term. If it helps, write it out like this. Now it's clear that we place the first term here and the second term here. And then just multiply it all together. 2 times 3x squared makes 12x squared. And just like that, we've got the product. The same product we would have gotten if we had distributed it out instead. And just to be proper, we should rearrange the terms here so it's in standard form. Squaring binomials can be tricky. As practice, come up with your own binomials and try squaring them yourself. Do it 2 times. Once by the FOIL method, and again using the rule we just learned. See if your answers match, and if not, look over your work and see if you can find your mistake. Here, we forgot that when squaring a binomial, the middle term is 2 times a times b. Fix that, and it turns out we get the same answer for both methods, as we should. As we learn more rules and tricks throughout this lesson, make sure you're using the reference guides available on the wrap-up lessons to keep track of it all. In the next lesson, we're going to be switching things around. No, I mean that literally. Instead of multiplying polynomials to get a larger degree polynomial, we'll be taking the larger degree polynomials and breaking them down into the factors that make them. See you then.